Trevor Lawrence is who we thought he was. A dog. Okay? His bite's bigger than his bark. And let's talk about one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen in playoff football. 27-point deficit. Alright? And they came back. Look, they were down 27 points with 2 minutes left in the first half. They were literally just, it was insane. And then they outscored the Chargers in the second half 24-3. That's absurd. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks and then turned around and threw 4 touchdowns. That's dog mentality. To be able to overcome such bad play in the beginning, you could say. It wasn't terrible play, but like coming from a deficit where young quarterbacks typically crumble in these situations. And there was a great quote that I saw: pressure forms diamonds. Pressure forms diamonds. That in the first half of this game, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars were just lumps of coal. But you know what happens? When coal gets pressured, they turn into diamonds. I mean, Asante Samuel was on his way to be player of the game. And then we got to see Gerald Everett, 109 yards receiving. And Justin Herbert looking like they're going to get beat, this team. But then the Jags came back and Trevor Lawrence went on drives of 89 yards, then a drive of 68 yards, then a drive of 70 yards. He was going around pinpointing passes and literally looking like a number 1 overall pick. Trevor Lawrence, first half stats: 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. Second half stats: 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Before this game, teams that were, -5 in turnovers were 0-26 and for the postseason. With the Jags are the first team to win with 5 turnovers, is basically what that stat tells us. And I can't tell you enough that Doug Peterson, who inherited a team that had only won 4 games in the past 2 seasons combined, a team that was in need of a major cultural overhaul, proved that he was the right man for the job. Not only is he a good X and O's guy, but he's a good people's person, a good, coach. Trevor Lawrence, not only is he an athlete, but the guy has the mind of a quarterback. You can't understand that throwing 4 interceptions and putting his team in a 27 hole, yet being able to rally after halftime and in the final 2 quarters put 4 touchdowns to win the game by a field goal. Absurd. That's not normal. That's not normal. Also, Travis Etienne, the guy who missed all of last season with an injury, had 1,000 yards this season, but last night he had 109 yards, 20 carries, and had a huge 4th down conversion. And he set up the decisive field goal. That if he hadn't hit that field goal, they hadn't hit that field goal, they would have lost the game. He set up, how do you not like this team? How did you? Because now, whoever they play next, momentum's a huge thing that I think people don't ever realize, how much an effect that momentum can have. It pushes a team forward you've never been pushed. That's what I always think about the fact that it'll make you do things that you weren't, aware that you were capable of doing. And I just think when you look at this game, this was a game that it was gutsy calls and it was beautiful. That was great football. They made it. You got the face of the franchise. Trevor Lawrence there, I think, becoming a star right in our front of our eyes. Next year, it's going to be insane, okay? It's going to be insane for this team because I think the best part is when you look at this was an insane game. This was an insane game. It was a masterclass. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. down below. What'd you think of this? This was an insane game. Insane game that they were able to stop the Chargers. Like, God, I thought that was amazing. Of like a game and just fun to watch. What are your thoughts?